Hey guys, let's talk tech. Today we are continuing with part three of our TravelMate application, where we get to design, right? So the last time, let me just show you a little recap. So last time when we were designing this TravelMate application, we did part one. So I'll just link part one on the comment section. Then I'll as well link part two on our comment section down below. So now we are on part three of our travel meta application. So remember the first time we talked about the welcome screen and everything, and then we talked about designing the sign up page and the sign in page and the home screen. Then part two we were talking about designing the home screen, all the possible ways or all the possible clicks that the user will have, right, on our home screen, right? The process of how users are going to see the screens, right? Those we've done those part, and then the last thing that it's only left on the screen was to confirm the pickup. The user must confirm the pickup, that is this driver, the information that's provided on this app, is does it match to the information on the driver's plate number, the driver's car color, and the driver's image, right? So we're gonna do that now. Just get your pieces ready, get your Figma ready, and then let's continue with part three, designing the TravelMate application. So I think we're just going to have part four and part five, but I think as part six as well, because we're gonna in part six we're gonna focus on profile, then part five we're gonna focus on wallet, all the possible outcomes. Then part the other part we're gonna focus on post, but today we're focusing on messages. But if we finish ahead of time, I think we can just do as well as a little bit on posts, right? So let's get cracking. Um, so we've already designed this page, so we're gonna remove this one. Then the only thing that's left on this one, I think, as well as confirm pickup. Yeah, I think we're already done with this one because the user is just going to confirm the pickup on this button, right? This gun is going to pick up to confirm the pickup on that button. So now let's focus on the messages, right? So on this message, let's go back to our wireframes. So on our wireframes, if we zoom in a little bit, then we come to our messages. Then we see that on our messages, we're just going to have, let's zoom in again. On our messages, we can see now that we are going to have something like this border, and then we're going to have messages in between. Then we're going to have our navigation by the bottom. Then let's just go to our mobile application and then zoom in. Then the thing, I think the border are going to be the same as this one, right? So we're just going to take this one and put it here, right, and put it here. Then we're going to initiate our grid. Then we're going to zoom in a little bit. Then we're just going to say, we're just going to change, we're just going to change, just going to ungroup this, but no, let's undo. Then we're just going to change this one. So this one is just going to be the time, right? The time is going to be 16. Uh, let's undo. Let's first click on the outer one and group this outer one, and then we're just going to ungroup the selection, and then we're just gonna ungroup as well this selection as well, then ungroup. Then we're just going to select, okay, selected there. Then we're just going to say this one is 16.00. Then it's gonna be here, we're gonna have something like sent, or this is to, oh, it's still in alignment with this one. So we're just going to change this one and say sent, right? Sent. If the message is sent, then if the message is not sent, we're just not going to, it's just going to tell the user simple error right there. So if we go to Iconify and then just check, and then we just check a tick, right? We just check a tick. So I think these two ticks are gonna be useful. Then we're just going to take those and put them inside here. then we just gonna put it here. Oh, we're just gonna put it here, and I think here it will be fine. Before, then we're just gonna highlight these two, then align them, and then give them spacing in between here, right? Give them spacing in between, right? So this one and this one can be in the same line. Then you can just group them, and then they be on the same line. As well as this one, it can have our primary color as well as libraries primary color. So if we ungrid and we unzoom, you can see now that we have something like this, right? We have something like this. Then we're just going to remove all this, right? We're just gonna remove all this. Then we're just gonna do this and this one and align them. This one and this one and align them, and this one and this one. Go to align in this one and this one. We're just going to go to align them as like so. So this one are gonna be our messages, right? So something like we're gonna test another scenario right here. So in this second scenario, it's when the message is not sent, right? It's when the message is not sent. When if the message is not sent, we're gonna do error, right? Something like this one. Maybe we can have something like this one, right? So we're gonna import. Then we're just gonna check the size of this element, which is 8 by 8, right? 8 by 8. So I'm gonna 8 by 8, 8 by 8, right? So we're just gonna do 8 by 8. Then we're gonna zoom in. Then after zooming in, we're just going to remove this one, and then this one must have a red color, a red color, right? A red color. Then we're just gonna do error, right? We're just gonna do something like error. Then it's gonna be like, as well as the message, it's going to take this color, right? So this is another scenario that we can test. Then let's do the plugin now. The other scenario that we can test is when the user is typing, right? So when the user is typing, so these are gonna be the third. This is gonna be that scenario where the user is gonna be typing. Then here we can just zoom in, and then so say typing, right? When the user is typing, right? So the user is typing on this scenario, right? So in this scenario, the user is typing. But before we do that, uh, I think we need to ungroup this, ungroup, then yeah, we're just gonna ungroup that, and as well as not flatten, but not flatten, but ungroup as well, then as well as ungroup this one, then here, so that we can see now that this is typing, right? Typing. So in this typing, we're just going to take it back, right? So we're just gonna take this back, and then right, we're just gonna take that back. Then we're just going to go to our iconify library. Then we're just gonna say typing and check if we have an icon of typing, right? So you can see your little animation on this icon. Then I think we can just use uh this one. I think import, it was 8 by 8, 8 by 8. So we're just gonna import this icon. Then we're just going to remove this one, and then change both this one to primary secondary color, and as well as this one to our secondary color, indicating that okay, the user is typing, right? The user is typing. So we need first to align these two, and then these two, and then we say there's three. Then don't forget to align our element like so. Right. So these are gonna be our three scenarios. Then let's change let's go to plugin and unsplash. Then we're gonna change the these portraits, right? So let's wait for unsplash to load. So we're gonna change the portraits of these images. So now let's check let's go to portrait. Then let's wait for unsplash to load. So that's another portrait. Let's say portrait again. Then that's another portrait, right? That's another portrait. So this one here, we're gonna minus this one. Then we're just gonna highlight all of these three and try to put them at the center. So here they are at the center. So these are three elements at the center, right? So you're gonna have something like that's going to differentiate our groups, right? So we can have something like, we can just take this header right here and just take it out and put it here. Right. So now we're trying to think about our users, how our users are going to feel about our application. So I think this one could be just be inside this element. Let me just try it like that. Then let's just do it one, two, three, and then just take them down a little bit. Then we can just put them here. Right. Then on here we can say all messages, right? All messages. So this one's gonna be all messages. Then let's just say this one's gonna be 10, at least 10, so that it's um, so we're just gonna take these three, take them up to the top, and then just we can just try to tell the users about what's going on here, for those who won't be understanding it quite so other users may find this useful, so that we try to a little bit explain our users right here. So this one is just going to say here you will find you will find all the messages, right? All the let's caps the messages, right? Like here, we're telling them that here they will find all the messages, right? Including something like when we say we want to create a group for individuals, right? We want to create a group for individuals. So when we're creating a group for individuals, right? So here is going to be the first one, right? It's going to be the first one. So if we take this a little bit up top, then if we say another one here, oh, we can just make it a single section, right? We can just make this a single section like so, right? Like so, where we say all messages, and then we're just going to borrow this one and one here. We're just gonna borrow this. Let's just say this and this are gonna be auto, right? Then this one we're just gonna copy these two and then try to paste them here. Try to pinch them here, right? Try to pinch them here, right? So this spacing is to be the same, like so, right? So here you'll find group messages, right? Group messages. So here all the group all the all the group all the group messages, right? So there you'll find the group messages. So here it's going to be a group of individuals, right? Group of individuals where you'll find that, okay, they are going to the same destination but not coming from the same pickup point, right? So we can make an algorithm where we can say, okay, now the system will be able to generate a group after when all the users are on board, right? So it's going to create a group and include everyone who's going to the same destination, right? So these messages are for those of those purposes, right? So we're gonna have a group here, right? So we're gonna have an eclipse. So this is an eclipse of this one. So it's going to be 39 by 39. So as well as this one is gonna be 39 by 39, 39, 39. And then for that, we're just going to change the background color to green, and then we change the opacity. We change the opacity of this element, change the opacity to this color. Then we go to iconify and then search a group, right? We search group. So in the group we can just use this one. Then okay, then that icon of groups is gonna be this one. So okay, to resize elements, right? So automatically the elements are going to be resized. So this one is just going to be our primary color. It's going to take our secondary color. So which means it's going to be here, but K again, so that we right at the center. So if we just click on this, we just click on our inner, right? Let's just click on this one. So this one, let's say this one we must bring front so that it stays at the top. Then we can just click on this one and auto align these two. Then we'll say they must be at center. Right, so we're just gonna include this one in the side and then we'll remove this one. So this one is just going to be, it's gonna be, um, let's say it's gonna be group, right? It's gonna be a group. It's gonna be a group. So let's just say we have a single group, right? Having a single group, then we can say, we can tell our users down here, right? Let's just take one and put it here. So we can tell our users right here that we just need this to be a center, that messages will dis will disappear, right? Will disappear in 48 hours. In 48 hours. Then we can just say medium, and then we can just change the color, secondary color, and then we can just say 70, opacity of 70 or opacity of 50, right? Like so. So far on our messages, this is what we have. So let's create another starting point, right? In starting point. So let's just click on this button right here. Then we're checking how our messages are going to look on the device, right? So let's just check when there is a frame in behind. So on flow 3, so we can see, right? So we can see this is how our messages are going to look on the mobile device, right? So here you can see, so we can just do something like, yeah. So this is our messages, right? So this is our preview of how they are going to look on our mobile device. So this is going to be something like so. Then for our messages, let's go back to our wireframe and check. Now we come to the inbox, right? We come to the user's inbox. Then we can see on the user's inbox. So let's go back here. Now we're on this screen, on the second screen, right? So for that, we're just going to duplicate the message screen, then take the message screen here, then we'll remove the navigation, we'll remove everything, remove we don't remove this one because we are still going to use that one. So we're just gonna take this up, right? So we're just gonna take this up, then this one is gonna be here. This one's gonna be our profile is gonna be the same side, the same side. Right. So it's gonna be a little profile there. Then on this other side, we can go to iconify. Then we're gonna look for another image, right? So this image that we're going to, this icon that we're going to look for is gonna be, it's gonna be the icon for going back to the previous screen, right? So we're just gonna say arrow. It's gonna do arrow. So the arrow of going back, let's just click on this one and let's check the arrow. I think this one would work, this one. So we imported that, then we take that, we take we say we take this one and take it to this screen, right? So we zoom out, then we say we want this icon to be 18 by 18, right? 18 by 18, but let's try to say to pitch it a little bit, then V. And right, so it's gonna be, but I think it's a little huge. Then we can do something like 223. Yeah, I think 23 will be perfect. Then we're gonna borrow the name. Gonna borrow the name from here to here. And we're gonna borrow this text as well. Then we can have something like 12, then 13, 12. Then here we can explain. Gonna be the driver. So we can say 300 meters away, meters away, right? So this one is going to be, so this one is going to be our header, right? It's going to be our header. So now when we click on one of these elements, prototype, so it's just going to come from here to this screen, right? So let's play this flow. So we can, if we click, you can see where the hotspot is. So this is the hotspot right here. So this one's going to be our messaging, right? Sorry, so this one is going to be our messaging right here. So if we go to design, right? If we go to design, back to design or back to our wireframe, then we can see now that we have messages like so, this design. So those messaging, if we go up, we'll say our grid, then we zoom in, then we say we need a frame. Then on the frame, we're just gonna have a frame right here. That's going to be like this. So this is going to be our messages, right? So if we say we're gonna do this and have a stroke, then in that stroke that we have, we're gonna have a simple icon right down here. That's going to symbolize who sent the message. Then we have five here. Then in the stroke, we have center. In that center, then we're just going to take it down a little bit. So we're just going to say zero point 0.7, right, zero point 0.7. Then that zero point 0.7 is going to take the color. And then from that color, we're just going to say maybe, let's say 20, then ungrid. Then from that 20, we're gonna have something like this one down here, but we're gonna ungroup this and take the header like down. Then this one is 6, then this one is 8, then it's gonna be the name up top here. Then here it's gonna be the name. Here's gonna be the message. Right, so the message is just going to say, let's just copy any messages here. Let's just copy any messages from here. Then from here, we're just going to borrow this one and then just put it here. Then paste that message that we had there. Depending on the size of the message. So depending on the size of the message, okay. Then this one can be a little bit smaller. Right, so here I think we're gonna have a time which is gonna be 12 then 56 at 12:56. Then this time is just going to be here in the same line as this one, right, at the same line as that one. Then and then we'll just put our message at the center of this container like so. Then this one is gonna be like so. Then it's gonna be our messaging like so. But our field could be something like put some slightly color here to show that okay, this has a color. So we can just say so like this, right? So we can just do something like this one. So here we're gonna have the conversation between two people. So we're just gonna do like this and say just take it down like this one. So this one could have let's check other colors that we have. This one could be just this one is gonna be in the system. It's just going to be random colors, right? Random colors assigned to these messages. Random colors assigned to these messages, right? Gonna be a random color assigned to these messages. So now, as you can see, now we have two different messages. Um, so this one is like 20 by 20. Then let's do 20 by 20 here, 20 by 20, and then let's put this in here. Then we'll remove this one. So it's 20 by 20, right? So this one is going to be our messaging scenario. Then in the bottom here, in the bottom, let's just go to our wireframes and just borrow this keyboard, copy, and then just paste it down here. So we're just gonna put this keyboard here, right? For now, we're just going to put it there for now. So you go to our wireframes and just check down here what we're going to have and just copy this from the wireframe and then let's put it here, right? So this one is going to be down here, right? So we're just going to take this back a little bit. So this one is going to be our messages, right? So we can just say this one and say and take the color picker and just take this color, right? We're just gonna take that color. So for this color, we're just going to take this one and then we do it as 20. Right, so 20. So here we can have something like our primary color, but with the opacity like so. And then we're just going to check our iconify, and then we're just gonna say check for send, and then we're gonna find these icons. Then from this icon, we're just gonna take this one and just put it here. And now let's just put it out there because this one are in auto alignment. So we're just gonna take this one, put it here, and then press A, and then zoom in, and then put it at the center of this. Then this one, we're just gonna give this one a color. So secondary color for that one. Then for this one as well, I think it deserves to be our secondary color, right? But we must give this an opacity. I think we must give this an opacity like so. And then here, automatically here, we're gonna have something like our background color, and then let's give this an opacity as well, right? An opacity as well. Then this is going to be a message. So here, if the user clicks on here, maybe we can have those buttons where the user can share image or other related documents or anything, right? But for now, let's just have them here, right? Then when the user clicks, right? So let's just do this back. When the user clicks on, let's just take this and put it to the second screen. When the user clicks on this one, so which means everything goes up, and then the button slides in. Yeah, I mean the keyboard. Right, let's zoom in like so. Let's take it like that and then put it here. Okay, then from that, which means this one is just going to go up a little bit. Then which means the same keyboard is going to be in this screen as well, right? But it's gonna be hidden. So it's gonna be hidden down here. We're trying to make that effect where the user feels like the keyboard comes from down and then slide in. Because if we just say on click of this button, then we want it to animate from this one. Then instead of instant, we want it to smart animate. Then I think 200. I think is in and out. So let's try that and see. Let's try that and see. So let's click on this one, and then we'll click on this one, which means it comes here. Then when you click on this one, so now you can see that the keyboard is a slide in. Then when we say now, when the user clicks on a send button or this button go, then the keyboard could slide back. It will be smart animate again, right? So if we click on it here, we can see where the hotspots are. If we click on this one, the keyboard goes back, then the keyboard goes out, then the keyboard goes back, then the user sends a message, right? So that was our main idea for that one. So that was our main idea, right? For using smart animate on that section. But I feel like this header is a little bit off. I feel like it's a little bit off, but I feel like we can just do it in a simple and more traditional way, where we say and group, right? More traditional way when we say that This one I just going to always say these two are just going to be on the other side, and this one are just going to be on the other side. Right, so these two are just going to be after this one. So we're aligning them. Right, then we give users the opportunity to iconify, then option, option. Right, then we give users the opportunity to select more options, right? More options. Then okay, then it's a small element right here. Then you can just put it here. Then give it a size. It's too much. The size is too much. Then we're just gonna take it down a little bit. Then we just do our grids. Then we just put it here. Then we align everything. Alt V, align them on the straight line. Then after that, we can just do something like 1, 2, then auto align, then 3 to align, then 4 auto align. And before we do auto align on that one, I think we can ungroup this one and just say in these two, we can just ungroup them as well. Then we can see now we're not following our grids. So you can see that our back button is overflowing. So we can just do something like this because we're using our grids here to align our elements. So we're just gonna say Alt V to align them on the straight line. Then we're just going to take this back a little bit. Then we again Alt V to align them. Then group them. Then after that we take this one and then we align. Then we auto align. Auto align those ones. So if we take off our grids, then we can see now that so for this one, I think we can have a little bit of effect, right? That can show 0, right? That can show that we have something at the top here. So we can just do a drop down shadow and then just do 10% here, right? So that the users can see that here it doesn't, so we can just increase the blurry, like the blurry like so of these elements. So what we can do here is just to remove this one and just copy this one and bring it on the other side, right on the other side, like so. Then let's test them out and see our flow. So as you can see now, we have a top nav right here. Then on this back button, on the back button, zoom in a little bit on the back button like so. You can just go back on the back button like so. You can just go back. And then going back there, we need it to do instant, not smart animate, but we need it to do instant. Right. So that when we click on this one, if we click here, we can see that now it's this hotspot, and we can go back, then we can go back, then we go back. Right. So that was our main idea for messages like this ones. So that one is going to be our keyboard functionality, then an option functionality. Then if we go back to our wireframe, we can see now when the user is sending a message, it's going to show a message. Then we're going to see the other user's profile, and then we can see their profile, and then we can see their names and everything. Then let's go back to our mobile application and see here when a user clicks on this small icon right here, right, they're gonna see the other user's profile. So on this app, which means if I'm a user, I can talk to other users, right, and see other users' journey, other users' previous destinations and everything, and I can book my next trip based on other people's posts, right? So that those are the other functionalities that the application will provide, right? That's part of user experience, right? So let's just remove this one. We're just doing copy and paste here just to just to save time. So we're just going to click on this one, design, and then hide this one, and then take this one up, right? So then we can just ungroup everything and then remove this one, and then this one is going to be here. The back button is going to be here. Then let's initiate our grids so that we can see. Then we're just going to ungroup this one. So from this one, but when we go back from this one, it's not going to go there. It needs to go here, or it needs to go here. No, it needs to go here. Yeah, on that one, and then it needs to be instant. Then let's just ungroup this one, right? Then go to design, then go to design, then V, then I mean K, then let's increase profile picture, and then we just put it at the middle. We put it at the middle, right? Put it on the middle. Then here we can just have a simple text. Then we can ungroup. Then we can just have a simple text V. Then we can just say we can just do uh, back or something. We can just do back or something, right? So let's zoom in a little bit. Let's just zoom in, right? Let's just zoom in on this one, right? Let's just say and then align. So which means this one as well, the back button needs to take the primary color, yeah, the secondary color of our application. So yeah, the hierarchy needs to be something similar, right, throughout the application so that we don't confuse the users. Then you find that users are confused and everything. So now let's just take this text a little bit higher, and then it's gonna have an H1 here. Right, so it's gonna be an H1. So here we're gonna have the user's information underneath, right? Let's take our grids, see how it looks. Then you can see now that we have Dora June and then Dora June. We can just have uh, just say like so. Then we can just have the Dora June's bio. Or now here we can just have their phone numbers plus 2771 123 1 2 3 4. So this one is going to be their number. So let's just take it to medium, and then let's just put them here. Right. Just put the number here. So for that, I think you can have like something here like K, something like a bio here. You can have something like a bio where the user can write their own what information, their own information, the bio. Right, so we're just gonna take this one and put it here. So this one's gonna be our bio. It's gonna be Dora's bio. This one's gonna be Dora's bio, all right? So if we just take this, right, so let's just initialize our grids, and then let's just borrow this element right here and then just put it here, right? Then we can have something like this one, similarly to this one, then just put it here. then just shrink this one. So which means it can be just be at the center, right? Then here we can just have a spacing of like this, right? So this one is gonna be uh, Dora Jane. I'm gonna be bio, right? So this one's gonna be the bio, right? Great. Then from that, we're just going to ungroup this one, and as well as to ungroup the selection up top. Then we're just gonna have something like created on, right? Just put it like so, and then we can just do something like created on. Then we'll put in a date, let's say 23 uh, January, right? Let's say 2019 January 29th. Right, so this one needs to be semi-bold. The semi-bold is gonna take the color semi-bold and read. So this is gonna be Sarajan's bio. So let's go back to our user flow. And then we can see now we have three button actions. And for now, for that three button actions, we can just do something like you can just say for now we're just going to have three frames like so. We're just gonna shrink the sizes. We're just gonna say 23 23 by 23, right? 23 by 23. If we grids, then 2, then 3, right? 2, then 3, then we're just going to do vertical alignment, then the be center, right? Those are gonna be our action buttons, right? Those three action buttons. So we're gonna have the gallery. You're gonna see the user's gallery in every post that they have, right, on their profile. So we can just do something like just to take this down a little bit. Then this one will be just until here, right? And then from here, from here, then we're gonna have gallery, gallery, right? So this is gonna be the gallery, right? And we'll expand the gallery. Then from this gallery, we're gonna have images inside here, right? We're gonna have images inside here. And then as well as how to view a profile when you've viewed someone's profile picture, what are you going to see? So now let's just do something like this and take this one here